two things real quick. First off, yeah, my hair is kind of getting crazy. I know, I'm sorry, I need to get it cut. Even for me, it's a little big. Second thing, yeah, this video is long. It's way too long, but I had a lot to say, and I guess I just went with it, so I apologize. Next week's, I swear upon a 5-pound bag of coffee that it'll be a lot shorter, like way shorter. Okay, here we go. Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Jeff, new team with Americano Mondays, and I'm back for week 18 of AM Weekly, the weekly video series here on the Americano Mondays YouTube channel. First off, if you're new, if you've never seen any of these, welcome. Americano Mondays is a coffee culture website surrounded by photos, interviews, videos, music videos, a vlog with my children, everything about the world and the culture that surrounds coffee, told through my lens as a photographer and my love for coffee. I'm not a coffee professional, but I freaking love coffee. I used to be a barista almost 2 freaking decades ago now, which is crazy. But yeah, I love coffee, love everything about it. So yes, welcome. If you get a chance, check out the website or maybe subscribe here to the YouTube channel. Cool, okay, moving on. One thing I want to talk about is the weekly video format that I've been working on, and not about the format per se, but the delivery and the timing of it. One thing I know about YouTube is that consistency matters. Not even just with YouTube, Instagram, everything. Consistency matters. And even though I have been doing one video a week, there's never a set day or a set time or anything that these are released on. And so sometimes I'll film these on a Thursday or a Friday, but then I release it on midnight on a Saturday or this or that or whatever, because this is my experiment per se, to try and force myself to get on a schedule and to kind of challenge myself to do these once a week. There was never a set day, and also because I'm a father of 2 children, I have a wife and I'm a commercial photographer and everything. It all kind of depends on what my week is looking like, and as a freelancer, no week ever looks the same, ever. No day ever looks the same, pretty much. So I want to change that. Still gonna do one video a week because that was my freaking goal this year. That was one of my main challenges this year, was to challenge myself, to push myself to do one video a week. That still stays. What is gonna change, hopefully, is the time that I upload and release the video. So my goal right now is to say, from now on, instead of at like midnight on a Friday or 10 a.m. on a Saturday or whatever, some random time every week, Monday morning, I'm gonna release the video. Don't know a set time yet or anything, but basically Monday morning the video will come out. That gives me a little bit extra time sometimes to record these too, because sometimes, like freaking today, it's Sunday. It is May 6th at 9:45 a.m. Only reason I'm just getting to this now is crazy busy week, and my wife took my daughter and my son to her dance class, so I have around 45 minutes to an hour of quiet time to film this. So yeah, I'm cutting it close. This is the latest I've ever filmed a weekly video for the week. Okay, moving on. Sorry, but yes, I'm gonna try and be more consistent. Every Monday, the beginning of the week, there'll be a new video to kind of recap what I had done the previous week, work-wise towards a book or towards Americano Mondays. Here we go. So if you watched last week's video, I had done a quick little kind of recap, like very brief, but also very raw and truthful recap of my time at the Specialty Coffee Expo in Seattle, late April. Yeah, I was in between productions. I'd gotten back from Seattle. I had 1 day in LA, and during that time I was in prep for my shoots in Arizona, and then I left for 3 days for Arizona to do a 2-day commercial shoot and some portfolio review meetings. Drove back, and I knew, crap, if I don't freaking film this right now on the drive home, there's no way I'm doing it that weekend, because I was gonna be catching up with my wife and kids. So yeah, I stopped up at a rest stop. I was like, cool, light's nice, sunset's coming up, looks cool. I'm gonna rock this out in like 5 minutes and then hit back on the road, which I kind of did. I like literally film, boom, I'm out. So thought I'd just kind of recap a little bit more, because even though that was very truthful and very raw, it was very kind of just like to the point, blunt, and I didn't get really kind of, I don't know, whatever. Here we go. So I just wanted to kind of talk a little bit more about my experience there real quick. Yeah, so I arrived, and if you saw the previous week's video, and I referenced it in last week's video as well, is the week leading up to the Specialty Coffee Expo, I was really having some freaking hardcore kind of stress, anxiety, and as I said in the other one, imposter syndrome. Like, do I belong here? I'm not a professional. I'm not a coffee professional. I don't work in the industry. I'm on the outskirts of the industry, even though I'm involved in it and a lot of my friends are in it. I don't work in the industry. I'm a photographer. I used to be a barista around 2 decades ago, but that was a long freaking time ago. That was pre-third wave, probably even pre-second wave coffee, I'm not even sure. We didn't have latte art, we didn't have all that jazz. So, went there, and thankfully on my way there, I was kind of like, dude, freaking push through this, man. Don't let that control you. Don't let that be your experience there of feeling like I'm the outsider, do I belong here? Just go there and rock it out like you would on a commercial shoot on set. When I'm on set and there's tens of thousands of dollars at stake for clients, like hiring actors, you know, hiring locations, studios, whatever, you can't come in there timid. You have to just freaking show up and be like, I'm ready to go. I'm gonna run this set. This is my set. I'm not gonna let anybody think or wonder, ooh, is he the right person? Is he prepared? Is he a little nervous? Like, no matter what. We've had stuff break on set. We've had stuff like literally cameras just stop working or other things. In my mind, I'm going, oh my God. But on set, I'm like, okay, let's try something different. Or can I see that other camera? Or why don't we move that light over there? While my assistants and I are secretly looking at each other like, oh my God, what just happened on set? But our clients never know. You just freaking keep pushing forward. I used to have a studio manager in Arizona. That was the one theme I just told her: keep moving forward, no matter what happens, keep moving forward. And that's the mentality that I brought into the Specialty Coffee Expo. Just keep moving forward. Meet people, talk to people, see friends, show your book, get the word out there that this is coming and this is your passion and you want to freaking rock this out. So that was what I did. I showed up and I went straight to work. I literally flew in that, I think, Friday morning, and I went straight from the airport. Actually, I stopped off, well, not stopped, I headed to the rental car facility, and I had been up since like 2 a.m. that morning. I had a 5 a.m. flight. I was freaking like tired. I needed coffee. So in the rental car facility, I rocked out a freaking AeroPress, pulled out my jet boil, pulled out my Porlex mini hand grinder, rocked out an AeroPress. They were looking at me a little weird, but hey, I had my coffee. Kind of ironic that I was making coffee on my way to a coffee expo, but hey, I needed it. Literally showed up straight to the expo, straight to work, said a little prayer. It was kind of like, all right, let's get in this right mindset, and just rocked it out. And again, as I talked about in last week's, it was freaking awesome. I loved it. I had such an amazing experience. Bumped into so many amazing friends, bumped into so many people. I would start naming people, but I don't want to forget anybody. So let's just say, basically, pretty much everybody, not everybody, but everybody that can make it, and a lot of people in the coffee industry were there. So it was like almost like a reunion in a sense, because some of us live in different states or even out of the country, so we don't see each other as much, only on Instagram or online or through email or stuff like that. And it was just an amazing experience. As I spoke about in last week's video, I went in the week before wondering if I was going to be welcomed, if I was having this imposter syndrome, to feeling so welcome, to feeling so just part of the community and part of that world. And it was such a blessing. The thing that I love that correlates between photography and coffee is there is a craft behind it, and there is a science behind it, and there is a lot behind it that you have to learn, you have to know, and then you can showcase your art. And that's one thing I always talk about with photography. When somebody's asking me about like going to college or going somewhere or doing whatever, it's like, learn the history behind the craft, learn the technique to the craft, learn the tools that you need to learn, and then just freaking do it and rock at it. You'll suck at it for a while, but then you get better and you get better. And I feel like the worlds of coffee and photography kind of like correlate within each other. They kind of are going along the same route, because you have to learn these tools, learn how to utilize these tools, but then you can just keep challenging yourself to excel in your craft, being a barista or a roaster or a coffee grower or a green buyer. The more you learn about all these fields and the more you learn about that particular field, the better you get. And I know that goes with a lot of things, but thankfully the worlds of coffee and photography do play very well together, which works out for me because I love both of those worlds. All that to say, and I guess I'm not going to go too much into detail, but it was amazing to see the competition portion of SCA. I would go up and I would kind of go between. On the bottom floor there was the expo, on the top floor there was a little bit more expo, but that was where the competition portion was. So they'd have the brewers, so they would have the baristas, they would have the tasters cup, they would have all these different competitions. And I didn't get to watch all of them, but I did watch as many as I could, and it was amazing to see the detail and the technique and the craft and the thought that goes into these. It's a show, and it's an amazing show, and it blew me away, and the production scale was amazing, and the scope of this actually blew my mind. When I showed up, it was the Seattle Convention Center. I had saw that in the emails, oh, Seattle Convention Center, cool. But it's not until you get there that you realize, oh my God, dude, this is freaking massive. And again, it's really cool because it just shows you how big the world of coffee is. a lot of times all we see is a particular coffee shop, a particular barista that we see almost every day or whatever. And that's the only side of the world of coffee that we see. We don't see the producers, the growers, the buyers, the roasters, just every other element that goes into that one cup of coffee that you have. And there at this event, you get to see a lot of these. It was beautiful. I got to see, Kenya had their own setup with all their coffees, Ethiopia, Mexico, like Rwanda, like so many different places. I can't remember all of them. So you saw like all these people from those regions there showing their coffee, trying to probably get accounts with roasters and with coffee shops and with companies. So it was so amazing to see, be reminded how big this world is. It's not just a coffee shop. It's not just a barista. It's not just an Instagram photo. There is a whole world that surrounds and that goes into this one cup of coffee for you. So that was really cool to see, and that was a good reminder, and that was a really amazing experience just to be able to see all those people. And other than that, I guess real quick, I'll kind of bring it into the book, and then I'll leave it there because again, this is so freaking long. The one thing I will say is that I was so taken aback, and I was so happy and so, I guess, humbled by the response to the book so far. I had brought out just an iteration of the book, and so many people were so responsive to it in ways that I couldn't even have imagined. So many people were so like, we want to buy it right now. Even coffee shops, we want to carry it in our shop, we want to sell it. So many different people, and it was so cool also because I got to show a lot of people who were in the book for the first time. They'd never seen it. Some of them didn't even know that they were in the book, so that was kind of exciting for them to be like, oh, whoa, I'm in the book. It was a really cool, it was definitely a really cool experience to be able to say, hey, check it out. Here you are. You're in this amazing book, and you look freaking awesome in it. So that was awesome because some of them were like hyped up about it, and makes them want to get it to hopefully tell their friends about it and hopefully sell more copies. And the really cool thing was, and kind of the grand theme that I talked about before, not only just building up hype, but one of the grand things was trying to possibly find sponsors. And nothing is solidified or anything, but I definitely feel like I had a couple good conversations with specifically 2 different companies. One of them that I was really hoping to meet with, and I had a couple good conversations. And one of them, honestly, I had no freaking idea about. I'd heard of them, I knew who they were, but it wasn't even on my radar per se, because it's such a different part of the coffee industry. But they were like, we want to be involved in this. We want to work with you on this. I was like, okay, that was cool. Didn't expect that, but yes, let's talk. I'm down with that. So we'll see. Still talking. But I'd be so honored if one of them or both of them or who knows who came through and could help sponsor this and can help make this book a reality financially. Because that's a lot of money to publish a book and a lot of money to finance a book. And a lot of times, even if I do get it, even if I don't go the self-publishing route and try and find a publisher, they make you cover a lot of the costs because you're a variable. I'm not some big author who has proven that I can sell hundreds or even thousands of copies. Why would they put a lot of money towards me when maybe there's not a market for it? Thankfully, I am 100% certain there's a market for it. When I left there, I knew this book has a market. This book has an audience. This book has a lot of people who are excited about it. I'm excited about it, and I really felt like there were some other people who were excited about it. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I could go on and on, but if you're in the coffee industry, if you're in any way related to it, go to SCA next year. I think it's in Boston next year. I'm gonna be back there next year. I would love to maybe even have a booth or have something with the published book for sale, ready to freaking rock out there. I don't even know what that costs, how to have a booth there, but I've already have some like cool ideas, and maybe even having like a photo studio set up there and like selling the book and having other products. Who knows? I know that's like a grand kind of like massive idea, but could be pretty cool. Thank you again, everybody, for your time. I really appreciate, and if anybody is watching this that was at SCA, thank you. It was so awesome to meet everybody. So awesome to catch up with all my friends there that I haven't seen or that I do see, but just see in that context. And hopefully I'm gonna have more good news as each week continues about the progress of this book. So yes, again, thank you. I really appreciate it. And cool, I hope everybody's well. All right, peace.